They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. Doing it like a preacher man. Doing it on a one-night stand. Doing it like old grandpa. Doing it like a fly on the wall. Everybody doing it, doing it, doing it. Everybody doing the day. Everybody doing it, doing it, doing it. Everybody doing the day. They're doing it like the FBI. They're doing it act like Superfly. Doing it for a second chance. Doing it for a song and dance. Doing it like a big fat lie. They're doing it on a phony smile. They're doing it in an automobile. They're doing it on 4 flat wheels. Everybody.
Hey, this is great. I'm so happy. You know, what we're doing here, this is really cool because, you know, usually I do a little monologue, but I thought it wouldn't be too cool to do a monologue tonight because I've got a guest on and all his folks are working down at the relaunch celebration at the Pacifica Resource Center. His name is Robby Bancroft. He's sitting next to me now. We're going to talk about that real quick, all right? All right. Hey, man, good to see you. Glad you're here.
Thank you. A pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very cool. So what is happening with a sort of a relaunch celebration?
You hit it right on the head. It's a relaunch celebration for the Pacifica Resource Center. They've fought long and hard over 40 years to keep, you know, neighbors helping neighbors going long and hard. Finally an independent 501c3, and we also got a new expansion, so now the pantry is going to be bigger, faster, stronger. We can help more people, and that's what we're all about. That's what I'm all about. And so we're going to throw a party, a little celebration to get people to check out the building and also have a good time with, you know, some food from some food trucks and then a live and silent auction too. And we got a bunch of sponsors as well.
So if people have some money in their pocket and they come down to your place and you're going to be having like a silent auction and that type of thing?
Definitely. A live and silent auction. We got Ed Gold. He's coming in and he's quite the entertainer. So we got like a trip to Italy or a 7-day stay. Like I said, real quick, shout out to Lagunitas. Does everyone like beer in here?
Great, no? Lagunitas.
Lagunitas beer.
Oh, is that beer? Look.
This is beer. Oh, we got to get a little more. There you go.
Look at
Thank
the
you,
Lagunitas.
Lagunitas. Tiger from Safeway is in the house.
Oh.
But yeah, so Recology is one of the main sponsors. You guys all have trash, and Recology are the ones to pick up. So, you know, they decided to, you know, sponsor the event, make sure everyone comes and has a good time, and the Sam Mazza Foundation as well. So we can do some castle tours for everyone. Because we've all lived in Pacifica, but I'm pretty sure we've never been to the castle, right?
I haven't been to the castle. As long as I've lived here, I've never been to the castle.
Maybe you can come with the missus and maybe the whole family. I know Rachel we used to do gymnastics together, so maybe you guys can all come. We'll go on a tour together and drink some beer.
That sounds like a possibility. I don't know why not, because, you know, I'm like 300 and something miles away. But if we keep talking Lagunitas beer and stuff like that, I might say, well, possibly I could engage.
Do you like food trucks? Have you ever eaten at a food truck before?
Oh yeah, I used to do food trucks before they were even happening.
Okay, so now it's cool and everyone else is trying to do it. So we got Cluck It Up food truck and also the Moonraker food truck.
That's two food trucks?
Two food trucks for the price of one. So you get dinner, dessert, Mazzetti's obviously because we're in Pacifica, and then also a bunch of other great restaurants.
Well, what if you have people in town and they got a couple extra bucks? Because this whole deal you're working on is not about a whole bunch of bucks in their pockets.
That's true. A little goes a long way.
So
$1
if people
to 75,
do have a lot of money, I mean, you can buy a table for 10.
Yeah, so we'll give a discount like you know, the bulk item discount. So it's $75. You can buy a ticket for this Saturday, or you can get 10 family members, including you, and we'll do it for $700. And that way you can have a home base. You can go live auctions and kind of go nuts. And then we got some great deals. Like I said, the beer for a year from Lagunitas, Half Moon Bay Brewery is going to be there also. The 7-day stay in Italy, and then something I'm really excited about is the sports package. We got tickets from every sports team, and so we're going to auction that off too. So hopefully the Giants get out of the slump, and then boom, World Series.
What's going on with the goddamn Giants?
I don't know. You got to talk to Bochy. In Bochy we trust.
Bochy has not been well. I think that's probably part of it.
No one's well. I don't know what we got to do.
Rubs off on people. Well, get rid of Donald Trump.
I don't think he coaches baseball, but
Doesn't
maybe.
matter. Yeah.
Donald, if you're watching,
he
we
reaches
need to
far and wide.
yeah,
Anyway,
start building some better baseball teams, not these walls. I'd appreciate it.
That'll happen. I think as time, everything. There's a reason and a time for everything when it does happen. So it'll break out. They'll be fine. They'll kick ass.
Baseball's torture.
Near the end. So once again, this is coming on the 20th of August.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm in full promo mode. I won't take this sweatshirt off until Saturday night, 12 a.m., and we're done closing up the tent and everything. So.
Are you telling me the place opens at about 6:30?
So 6 o'clock, tour start of the new building. That's the reason we're throwing the celebration. We got.
Slow down. The tour of the new
I'm just
building.
so excited, Bruce. Come on, you told me I could be excited. It's the same way my dad looks at me. I appreciate that. So 6 o'clock.
Your dad's going, yes.
My dad's at home probably taping this. So
God.
hi, Steve. Everyone eat at Breakers.
No, this is cool. I'm pleased that this is happening. So once again, on the 20th, Saturday, at 6:30, you're coming. So people.
Tour start. Let's do this. I seen this. Jimmy Fallon. He does that. Can we zoom in on that?
Well,
Camera
you're
number
asking
2, my man.
Oh,
Boom! Right there. Thank you
yeah,
guys.
They can't read anything. You know what I mean? But this is your show, isn't it? Oh boy.
Trying. I appreciate it.
No.
Are you retiring anytime soon? Maybe we could do
pretty
the
soon,
Robby
yeah.
Bancroft show.
I'm trying to reach 1,000 shows. And
How
that's
much
it.
more do we got?
About for you, about another minute and a half.
Okay, I appreciate that.
No, I think about
Thanks, Mom.
300 shows or something. No, actually about 30 shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you're
I
a legend,
want people
so I want
to
to
come
be here.
there. I want people to go there.
Please.
I want people to understand the reason it's there, and it's for all people in
Neighbors
the community.
helping neighbors.
Yeah, big time.
And that's why we're here. We're here to support the Resource Center. I joined the board recently with Tiger, and we got some great things going on, and we're not going to stop until, Pacifica is a healthy, safe and stable community, because that's what we want, right?
Well, they're coming along, and they're well on the way, and they've been doing it forever, and this is a relaunch issue.
And that's why we're excited.
Yeah,
Get
Robby,
some
thanks a
young
lot,
blood in
man.
there.
You're cool.
Honestly, it was a pleasure. You just made
Yeah,
my
man.
life. Not my day, not my month, my life. So thank you guys for
Why don't
having
you
me.
go take
Really
a shower, man?
appreciate it.
No,
I
don't.
showered
No,
before I
stay
got
there. Stay
here.
there. I really appreciate it. There's a young man, he's with us. We haven't seen him in a while. I'm so pleased that he's here, and we're kind of just checking out what we've been doing in the last few years. I had this stroke. I had the bypass surgery. I got rid of my AFib. He's been working on a brand new CD, Brief Moments, Full Measure. Jesse Lee Kincaid is on our stage right now. Please put your hands together for him. Good to see you, Jesse. Thank you, man.
time ago in bloody old England, if a person was convicted of murder, they'd put him in prison. But if that person had money, they could pay to get out. If they didn't have money, they'd hang him on the gallows. Well, they're taking this man to the gallows, and they're putting a noose around his neck. Here's the very last words he said. Hangman, hangman, hold it a little while. Think I seen my brother coming, riding for many a mile. Riding for many a mile. Brother, did you bring me silver? Brother, did you bring me gold? What did you bring me, my brother, to save me from the gallows pole? What did you bring me to save me from the gallows pole? Well, I couldn't get you no silver, I couldn't get you no gold. You know that we're too poor to save me from the gallows pole. Hangman, hold it a little while. I think I see my true love coming, riding for many a mile. Honey, did you bring me silver? Darling, did you bring me gold? What did you bring me, my own true love, to save me from the gallows pole? What did you bring me to save me from the gallows pole? Brought you a little bit of silver, I brought you a little bit of gold. I brought you a little bit of everything to save you from the gallows pole. Yes, I brought you to save you from the gallows pole. What did you bring me to save me from the gallows pole? Samson was a man, he was brave and strong. Had some strength cause his hair was long. Delilah gained over Samson's mind when he saw that woman walking on the Philistine. You know Delilah, she could talk so fair. Samson revealed, if you just shave off all my hair, if you just shave my hair just as clean as your hand, well, my strength will be like any other man. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, well, I'd tear this old building down. Samson and the lion, they done got into attack. Samson, he jump up on that lion's back. Now you know that a lion can't kill a man just with his paws. Samson got his hands in that lion's jaws, and he ripped that beast until he killed him dead. And them bees made honey in the lion's head. Good God, if I had my way, way. If I had my way, well, I'd tear the soul building down. One day they caught Samson by surprise, and they picked up sticks and they punched out his eyes. They took him down to the judgment hall. There he called the boy, just about 4 foot tall, said, "Put my hands on them walls," and he tore that building down. Yes, he had his way. Yeah, he had his way. Yes, he had his way. And he tore that old building down. In June, a condo in Cancun, a Latin lady by my side, blue Caribbean water, a campesino's daughter, maybe a bride. I'm sick and tired of going to work, it makes me feel like a jerk. I wanna fly away. It's a nice day for a Mexican getaway, taking my time to cross the borderline. I need a Mexican getaway. Big brother pushes harder, he can lock you up and shock you up. Banana Republic hanging from a cross. Coffee and plantations with cheap labor for the mill. I think it's worth it if it makes a stronger dollar. Still we can bring the army in the end, you know we'll win. We'll put their revolution down when our militia touches ground. Oh, oh, cerveza and wine, it's hot all the time. It's hard to keep a head clear with the weed and the pain scrambling my brain in the southern exposure down here. To rehab they want me to go Lake Amy. I said no, 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 but I wanna fly away. It's a nice day for a Mexican getaway, taking my time to cross the borderline. I need a Mexican getaway, taking my time to cross the borderline. And I need a Mexican getaway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Jesse Lee. I say Mr. Jesse Lee Kincaid. God, look at the what do you call it? The side of somebody's face. That guy has got a great face on him. Huh? Profile. Oh, be sure to let him come up. He's got to be sitting up here. Yeah, wow. Here's a piece of wood. See that? That's a piece of wood. Well, I mean, it was a piece of wood. Now it's just a piece of paper. You saw this, right? Look at that. Brief moments, full measure. Jesse Lee Kincaid. He wrote me a little letter when he sent me a little package. Bruce, I'm pleased to be joining you for the show on August the 17th. Since our last meeting, I have recorded and released the enclosed album of music and have published the enclosed book. It's cool to be looking forward to your show, Jesse. Now, I've got this book. It's called Ibiza Chronicles, Treasure, Tragedy, and Redemption on the Hashish Trail. Yeah, pretty damn cool. I've enjoyed the book. Wow, different time frame for him and what he went through, and sort of traveling around and all the good things and all the crappy things sometimes that come your way. And it's just beautiful. Jesse Lee is sitting next to me now. Jesse, it's good to see you, man. You've got such
Bruce.
a great sort of special thing about you. Oh, you don't know that. You know how to do that?
All right.
Wait a minute. Let's do this.
We
All
got
right,
the thing?
now you go 3. 3. 1. Yeah, all right, come on. 1, 2, 3. Now you pin mine and I'll pin yours. You sucker. Give me the gun.
Okay, he got me.
I got him.
You guys bad,
Huh?
man.
See these gunboats there? Whoa.
Right. Quack, quack.
Yeah, man, you're looking great.
What's happening?
I'm regrowing, recapturing, trying to be the host of a television show without losing it and blowing it a lot. So
Yeah, it sounds like everything we do every day, isn't it?
I think so.
Try to
dude.
just not lose it. Stay on between the lines.
I think so. You know, it's a little different. I mean, for me, I'm not relearning. I think I mentioned to you, I could, when I was talking with Fan Man, by the way, I think it was 29 years or something, and he came out to the Bay Area from some place out on the East Coast somewhere, but Fan Man, I told Fan Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to recognize Jesse. That's how screwed up I am. So I'm trying to bring back memories that were there. There's some, and it's kind of cool.
It's like that every day for me.
I know, but see, you started a lot earlier
Trying to
than
bring
I
it
did.
back, but it's not coming back for me. It's just going forward.
That's
But
all
I'm
right.
glad to be with you and share my music and my book cover
Well.
and the CD with you.
Well, it's for me. It's a lot. It's as much or more than what you said. We go back 20-something years. So you've been on the show. You're doing great. You've just had a whole sort of uprising where you've had to sort of move to another place. You've got that out of the way. You're gigging once in a while, and your families are cool.
Yep, writing, spending a lot of time writing. As a matter of fact, this book you held up is the print edition.
Yes.
And I'm working on the electronic edition, which will be available on all electronic media shortly. I think we all have books. Do you have a book?
Yeah, but I don't write. I got a block.
You got a book block.
Yeah.
Sounds like a name of a business. But this book, it tells the story of what do they say? In a world, at a magic time, in the hip capital of the hip world, in Ibiza. I went there for 6 years in 1969. I didn't mean to stay for 6 years, but time kind of got away from me. And I had a band there, and we worked in the tourist hotels and had a good time. But we had no electricity, we had no running water. It was 1970 through 74, something like that. But we were way out on the end of an island in a really different setting. I mean, my family came from Europe and ended up in Los Angeles. And you can imagine the difference between being in the Mediterranean Sea on a basic island that hadn't changed for centuries. Yeah.
Yeah, here you're an
farm world.
Americano, and you're trying to research and realize and understand the differences of whatever. I mean, it's a pretty unusual thing, but you've done it, and you wrote about it. I had no idea. The first years you'd come on this show, no idea.
But we didn't talk about this.
No.
Well, I didn't talk about it for a long time, but eventually the
It wasn't
stories...
PTSD. It was just didn't happen.
It was, with the stories were interesting, and everybody who was in the band with me, we all at some point or another went to India.
Oh,
and
yes.
that was, in those days, people drove from Europe to India, overland. You can't do that now, because Iraq, Iran,
All this
Afghanistan,
stuff, yeah.
you're not driving there. But in those days, you had your VW bus, and you just drove to India from London, see your guru.
See your guru, God. Yeah, and then you get into the whatever you're going to get into. The hash, the whole deal, huh?
Well, hash, the Himalayas is the place where ganja grows wild up there in the, the tributaries of the Ganges. In
Did
fact,
you run through it naked and then get on your skin and all that?
I've heard people did that. I didn't do that, but I've heard people did that.
Steve did it, one of our.
Steve did that?
Yeah.
We should bring him over. Maybe we could scrape some off.
I think that's been done before, years ago. I'm honored and pleased that you've done this, because it's a damn good memory of your time frame, living through the scene with other Americanos, other
Yeah.
people.
And Europeans.
So, yeah, and
Hip Europeans.
Sort of living through the whole thing and putting it down. I'm hoping that you will give impetus to me, so maybe at some point I might be able to write something less than what you've done. But
Well, doesn't everybody have a book now? You know, usually you have a CD in one pocket, a book in the other, and a script up here.
Oh God.
So you know,
well,
writing it out live.
you know, you're probably right.
Anyway, so the book was good, and we also did the album at Studio D Recording Studio in Sausalito. I was joined on the record with Taj Mahal,
Mahal,
who played.
right. Oh.
Taj played some banjo and some harmonica. Maria Moldar came in and did some vocals, and yeah, it was a very nice time recording
You've really
that record.
done some wonderful things in music that I wouldn't say is like in sort of the popular one thing. You've just traveled your road and you've been doing it all along. Let me stop now, and I need to move on to the next place. You're a cool cat. Thanks so much for coming here, Jesse Lee Kincaid.
It's good to be with you.
Keep working at it, man. You really got a lot going on. You got a lot to say as
I'll
well.
be back with the next round, okay?
Well, hey, really? God, that's very, very cool. Put your hands together for him. Yeah, Jesse Lee Kincaid. I always wanted to have a name that he had when I was a kid. I was stuck with Bruce, you know, Bruce. But I was okay with it. When Bruce the Springsteen came out, man, I was even better than that. We've got a man on our stage tonight who's, God, he's been around the place, lives out there in Hawaii. He has a book that's been out for quite a while, Don't You Want Somebody to Love? You ever hear that song? That was an international hit, and he wrote that song. He's on our stage right now. He's in town for a while. He's going to play here and there. He got his book here, Don't You Want Somebody to Love, Darby Slick, Reflections on San Francisco Sound, and then also he has this great little CD out, a songwriter's sketchbook by Darby Slick. He's got his guitar with two arms on it. It's just fucking beautiful the way he fucking plays that thing. He's ready to give us a taste or two. Please welcome Mr. Darby Slick.
I went to India at the same time, dude. And I think you live in my old Mill Valley house, as I'm guessing from where you said you lived. All right. So, talking about how long ago it was, this is the first song on my new old album. A lot of the cuts are new, some of them are old. This one is new. 40 years in the desert, struggling toward the light. 40 years in the desert, flashed by in one brief night. And I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. 40 years in the desert, no oasis in sight. Burning through those daytimes, then dancing by the fire's light. And I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Now is the hour of the dove. Yes, baby. Now is the time for love. 40 years in the desert. Oh, spin, baby. I love it when you spin like that. And I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now is the hour of the dove. Yes, baby, and now is the time for love. Thank you. So that song is like 40 years in the making. Right on. Paul Kantner of the Jefferson Airplane always used to ask me to write him songs. This is one I wrote for him and never submitted. "5,000 years ago, in a place we now call Taos, New Mexico, a brave man started to cry because he knew his way of life would die. That night his whole world shook. His mind was reeling from the sacred medicine he took, and he saw what no mortal man should see. He saw the face of the future, and it drove him to his knees, 'cause it was no more buffalo, no more clear blue skies, no more shining stars, but lots of lying eyes. No more peaceful brook, no more honest foe, no more running free across the mountains and the plains below. No more. I'd hate to been that man. In my mind's eye peering out upon the ravaged land, his whole world went up in smoke. The truth he'd loved had now become a joke, and I know he cried that night, and his tears still glistened with the dawn's new light. I'll say, you know, it's true that he cried for me, and he cried for you, 'cause it was no more buffalo, no more clear blue skies, no more shining stars, but lots of lying eyes. No more peaceful brook, no more honest foe, No more running free across the mountains and the plains below. No more. No more. Thank you. Thank you.
At Darby's speaker there, it looks like it was a fat something or other. I can't even remember it, but it sure sounds good. Boy, I'll tell you. Yeah, children of the sparkling dance, music is the magic trance where all is lost and dreams advanced. God, this is a good one. When I speak with Darby, I go to another place that you sort of come back to because it's there all the time. And it doesn't fade away. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Yeah, wow. And he also has this incredible book, Don't You Want Somebody to Love? This is like my real big deal. And I have many pieces that were from that time frame. I wrote this song. I was just iconic all throughout the world. And he's here on our stage. He's just come back from, he actually lives there in Haleakala. No, what do they call it? Hawaii? Is that? So, Darby's sitting next to me now. Would you put your hands together for Darby? I'm so pleased that he's here with us. Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's real cool. I'm thinking if you in Hawaii, do people are they digging you sort of as much as people do here in a way?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a question of whether people are digging me. Wherever I go, I like people and people like me. I mean, that part's all good.
That feels good the way you said it.
part.
Boy, yeah. God, that's wonderful. Wow. I wanted to talk before long about. The book came out in '91, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, you have one of the great sort of voices and writing in the book was what was sort of really happening in those time frames, as opposed to some that just aren't happening. They don't get close to what's really going on, and that's a special thing to me.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I really worked hard to try to capture the smell and the flavor of it.
Well, that's the deal. It's a time where so many people are busy, using shovels to cover up the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or to me, I think it's like one of the most remarkable times of our human existence, where in such a short period of time, so much amazing, high living, and I don't mean just getting loaded on dope, but how all the things that we could do. It was amazing time to me.
You got no Steve Jobs without the '60s, for example.
Yeah, huh?
You know,
Boy, oh
you like
boy.
that iPhone? So many seem to like.
Stanley Mouse did the cover, by the way. I didn't really hold that up.
You did.
Stanley Mouse, yeah. Yeah. You did your first professional gig in Switzerland. You're performing, what the hell was that? Dixieland music?
Yes, I was. When I was 15.
15?
Yeah, I was.
Jeez. Well, I never did Dixieland music, that's for sure, but I sure loved it.
I meant to have my 50th anniversary as a musician, like a professional.
Yes.
And I realized it had gone past. I
How
missed
funny.
it.
Well, that's all right. Well,
It
miss
sounds
it.
like a '60s guy, doesn't it? I missed it.
Since
What was that? Who was that? J. David from Captain Hook.
Right.
It was like there was a there was an award ceremony, but I missed it.
I missed it. Boy, I'll tell you you were born in February. You were before the boomers. Here,
No, I'm a war baby.
You're a
Through and
war
through.
baby, exactly.
Yeah,
I was
44.
a boomer. I came a little after you, and I thought the boomers were that I would be the young, but I was the beginning of the boomer.
Huh?
You were a war baby. You had all these sort of issues that you thought about as a child and what you went through. You weren't like a military kid, but you lived here and there and there and there, and I don't know, man. Hey, tell me about your work relationship with Grace Slick.
Okay, so we moved to Palo Alto. My parents moved us to Palo Alto in 1946 when I was 2.
2, yeah.
And within a year, Grace Slick became the girl next door. She was literally the girl next door. So she was like 4 or 5 years older than I was. I always by the time she was 16 and I was 12, I thought she was the hottest thing on the planet.
Amazing. I absolutely agree with you. I would,
So,
yeah.
you know, I totally, you know, had a crush on her, and I still love her to pieces, and we talk all the time. Her daughter China is almost like my niece. I mean, I feel that way about her, and we talk all the time too.
She was married to your brother.
Grace was married to my brother, Jerry.
Right. Now, by the way, you go ahead and have some of that, and in about 15, 20 minutes, you'll start coming on, and then we can get into a real conversation.
Stay away from the brown acid.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That'd be a whole different story. God. You were in a band called Slick?
I was. That
Hey,
was, yeah.
Slick. How was that spelled? S-L-I-K?
S-L-I-K, yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing.
That's one.
And that featured Antonia Cipollina, by the way. That's John's sister. And then you studied with Ali Akbar Khan.
Yeah, I studied full-time for 12 years, and in fact, during that period of time, for 1 year, I did exercises 12 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Jesus, God.
That was the
That's
kind of
so
drill,
amazing
you know,
to me
it's like
that
yeah.
you did it, but you did it because
I
you
did
were,
it.
I mean, so many of the people, I was one of them, were thinking in terms of Ali Akbar Khan. And many other people that I can't even think of right now because I'm kind of gimped out, and trying to learn, you know, figure out what in the world was happening in life and my life, and I thought it was a beautiful sort of experience. Got a little old after a while.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I couldn't take it too long. I took it and I tried to be right with it, and I don't know, but you know, I figure I'm an American. I want to take the best out of the different people that I was sort of thinking about studying. And
Well, I like to say about Indian music that I set out to steal it, but it stole me.
God, that's a good, well said. Well said. It's sort of me too. I don't think I was totally on the train, but yeah, Ravi Shankar and other people, and then when George Harrison sort of got in it, I took another look, but I don't know, it wasn't my big deal, but I mean it's beautiful. The Great Society you were in.
Yeah, the Great Society was one of the first 5 bands, you know, like first gen San Francisco
Yes,
bands. The
yes.
first one was the Charlatans. Everybody
Charlatans
should
are
acknowledge
just amazing people.
Charlatans forever.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the Jefferson Airplane was there. We were there. The Grateful Dead
yeah.
came very quickly
little later.
onto the scene. They were called the Warlocks when they first
I
showed up.
totally
but-
remember.
But they changed their
Yeah.
name rapidly, and they went from playing little 3-minute bluegrass ditties
Yeah, on
into
banjo and
like
all kinds
they
of
started
stuff.
to get the San Francisco thing of like
Yes.
expanding and all that. So we were listening to Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Ravi Shankar, and we were sticking as much as we could steal from all of that stuff.
Yeah,
into our
and putting it,
music
making
at
a big
every-
mojo,
at
a
every
big jar
point,
of
yeah.
it. That's beautiful
And
stuff.
others too, you know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I was looking, you know, at your CD, and I noticed something. Probably nobody else would notice it. Hey, anybody get close and get this picture here of his face. This is a face of you. I know it's difficult to look at it, but now get up close now if you can, a little further. All right, you see him there, and that's at his time frame in life. What would you say, 20, 25? I don't know.
Yeah, 23, 22,
Yeah.
like
So
that. I
here's
was
the-
studying Indian music that's a picture
Gotcha.
taken at the Ali Akbar College of Music.
So secondarily is another one. And you look
no,
like...
no,
you-
no, nothing comes out. There's no. Oh,
hold
okay.
on,
Oh,
hold on.
that picture. Sorry.
Hold on.
So
Now
sorry.
this is like, I don't know, something out of, here, somebody get this, get in close.
This was taken by my lovely wife Ginger
Yes.
one afternoon.
So you
I
see
can't
his
tell if
face,
I
look at his eyes,
wise or-
look at his
wise or-
nose. Oh,
Wise or stoned, you take your pick, you know.
I tell you, it's a sort of a beautiful thing to me.
Yeah,
It's,
well, I
you know-
was quite contented. It's in Hawaii, everything's going my way.
Yeah, tell me, it's only got 10 seconds left,
Yeah.
but things are going your way, and it's beautiful there, and you like to come here and do a little odds and ends, and then
No more than that. I come for the tour.
you come for the tour, and gosh darn, I've got something written down here. Oh, yeah. This is great. You're going to be Darby and Greg Douglas, Terry Haggerty, Michael White, Bill Cutler, Fuzzy John Oxendine. October the 3rd, Don Quixote's there in Felton. Huh? 13th?
13th.
That was good. I couldn't hear what he was saying. And then October the 15th, Darby, Greg, Terry, and Michael, and Katie Gathorn. I haven't heard from her in years. Live at the Art House Gallery there in Cultural Center in Berkeley, 7:30. So this is cool, man. I'm so pleased you're letting yourself come back into town. People, you're going to rekindle people's thought of you, and maybe come up with something brand new and amazing that they had thought about you at one point, or something just really cool is going to be happening. Thank you, man, for coming
Thank
here.
you.
You're an easy cat to talk with.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow. I'm going to go real quickly to Jesse. He's up there, and he's got his guild going. By the way, Jesse had his guild, and then another piece that his uncle gave him. He's sitting on our stage, and to give us a little piece. Put your hands together, please, for Jesse Lee Kincaid. Thank you, man.
She sang hymns out of tune and carried a yellow balloon. She traded her love for a Spanish doubloon and talked to the people who are. I have a clock on the wall. It keeps time, but that isn't all. It tells me how long she's been gone. Gone to the people who are. She lived in a sorcerer's room and pounded the table and brandished the broom. She turned 10,000 when she touched the moon and turned to the people who are. Rain came and scattered away the old antique caretaker's children at play. Early this morning she passed away. As to the people who are. She sang hymns out of tune.
It has been a long time, Jesse, and all the crud I've been gone through, and and just seeing you stay there now and just singing a beautiful, beautiful song, that was pretty amazing to me. Yeah. All right. So, wow. Are you kids okay? We're doing fine here, right?
Yeah, we're just grabbing lots of fun.
Oh yeah. Wow. Well, I think we're going to go back and have Darby's going to perform his last song. And all you folks that are having a time out there, think good thoughts for yourselves, your friends. Do something special if you can for yourself and your friends. And nice to see you ladies come in. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, you just came in to see this cat. His music was throughout the world. It was like this big, huge hit. And it's amazing that it is kind of here now. It's a very gentle sort of a way of life. He's on our stage right now. Mr. Darby Slick is with us again. Put your hands together for Darby.
Thank you, you're very kind. When I wrote this song, my wife and I kind of laughed because we knew I'd probably be with you tonight rather than her. And I think you'll understand when I sing what the joke is there. Well, it occurred to me while strumming this old guitar, I didn't have a real strong urge hop up on some big stage and play the star. And it occurred to me while sitting on our porch that you're the most wonderful woman, and that I still carry a torch for you. And staying home with you is what I most love to do. Sometimes all that gets me through is staying home with you. I ain't saying that the music don't mean that much. I'm just saying I love your touch. And it occurred to me while staring up at the sky that everyone I love must one day surely die. And just when I'd settled in to gently cry, you came and sat by me and kissed the tears from my eyes. And staying home with you is what I most love to do. Sometimes all that gets me through is staying home with you. I ain't saying that the music don't mean that much. I'm just saying I love your touch. I used to conquer a new heart most every night, traveling the stages of the world seemed to keep me in full flight. But then I got just an inkling of God's plan, and this little boy grew up and became a man. And staying home with you is what I most love to do. Sometimes all that gets me through is staying home with you. I ain't saying that the music don't mean that much. I'm just saying I love your touch. I'm just saying I love your touch. I'm just saying, I love you that much.
There you go.
Thank you very much. You're very kind.
Oh, yeah. Once again, Darby's going to be in Felton, October the 13th, at Don Quixote's in Felton. I say Felton, you understand? It's like when you're Felton, you know? All right. That's the 7:30. And then also October the 15th at the Cultural Center in Berkeley. He's going to be down there with Darby, Greg, Terry. I mean, just a bunch of folks. Going to be one of these like get down, have a good time, sort of thing. And you folks, if you want to do something, you want to help the community, then do it. Don't sit around on your good feelings or whatever. If you can, go down and see the relaunch celebration Saturday, August the 20th. Yeah, huh? That's 6:30. 6:30 p.m. and who knows what's going to go after that. They'll be drinking so much Lagunitas, who knows what's going on. On the other hand, some people won't be drinking anything. Still having a real good time. You take care of yourselves. Thank you, Jesse Lee. Very cool, man. Take care.
Good night, Chris. Good night. Hey.